Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ravinia Festival. Please note that the taking of photographs, including the use of camera phones and the use of audio or video equipment, is strictly prohibited. As a courtesy to the artist and your fellow patrons, please ensure that all mobile phones, pagers, and anything with an on-off switch have been silenced. We appreciate your consideration. Thank you for making it a great day at Ravinia.
Okay, you guys sound wonderful. Both of you, high level playing. I think you understand the piece. And I guess what I want to do in the time that we have is see if I can help you make it even more compelling. The challenge of the opening, I mean, just the length of this adagio introduction is rather formidable, right? Yeah. And so you did a good job. I feel like you were able to hold a lot of the tension, but maybe not. I think there's more. I think there's more gravitas, more dramatic tension underneath. One of the things that I think is maybe so basic to the adagio is that dotted rhythm. Di-ya-da-da-da-da-da, which you pretty much were double dotting all of the time. So I think when it goes di-ya-da-ya-da-ya-da, or in that area, it kind of loosens it up in the wrong way. So I think what you want to do is di-ya-da-ya-da-ya-da. So count internally, and see if you can sort of get that into your bloodstream. So especially right at the beginning, and then maybe it will carry through. So I know there's other things to be thinking of, but start one more time from the beginning. Right, so, yeah, so if you feel like inside the dotted note, I should have been watching your hand. I think maybe you were you doing it with, were you holding it with the pedal?
I'm using some pedal.
Yeah, what if you get totally legato from finger to finger? Right, so that what you're looking for is maximum glue, because you want to establish as powerful a mood as possible, and it's very hard with that rhythm not to let it not to let it swing a little bit. So right, also very small, but the first chord, I think it depends on the particular hall, the particular piano, all of that, but like there's a time that's right to go on. All right? I don't think you have to count that first chord specifically, right? So just listen to, I thought maybe you came just a little earlier than you need to at the beginning. Much better. Right, yeah. So, Peter, now I think what counts, two things that count here. One is your rhythm, and then I'm sure you have verbalize, what do you want, what are you trying to create with that entrance?
So are you talking about the very beginning, or?
No, the entrance on the A.
It's kind of like a sigh of defeat at the horrible fate I've been given.
Defeat at the horrible fate. That sounds so un-Beethoven. He didn't know defeat. But no, it's okay. We all imagine different things, but I think what I'm getting at is it's just maybe too beautiful a sound or too outward a sound. If you're trying to create something kind of hushed and inside. And also 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I don't think you need any time or anything. This whole opening, when you get kind of this pulse, da 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 da, and everything is fitting, it becomes almost hypnotic. So the pulse itself helps this sense of drama, right? So let's see. Oh, just give him the quarter note bar as right, yeah. Is there a crescendo? No crescendo. In fact, maybe like the sforzando piano is the surprise, so maybe the other way. Watch your rhythm, a little too quick. Yes, and then, yes, follow that hairpin. So the sostenuto takes you into the second beat. Just, and, yeah, so that's the wrong kind of attack, probably, right? It's hard, huh? It's a, right, so, yeah, so like it's universal. Every time we come to the frog, the tendency is to make a crescendo, right? Yeah. So as you put your bow arm up, as you come in like this, yes, you have to elevate your arm and get your arm weight off, right? And probably the softest sound, there's no sforzando this time, right? On there. But the softest sound is probably that C minor chord that you, that C minor chord is the softest moment of all. Try starting down bow.
Sure. Do you think it's a good idea to kind of shape it so that it kind of falls up and then down? So.
I could imagine something like that if it was like within the context of the lid being on. You know, so it's not open and expressive. That comes in a couple of bars when you get to your tune, right? Yes. Yeah. But if you want to try a little bit of, bow speed going to the F, you can, but very little. Yeah. Just, yeah. Right. That feels unconvincing to me. So are you thinking of the grace note on the beat?
No, actually.
Try. Yeah. So the weight would be on the A rather than on the C. Right, so, sorry, so I don't know the whole phrase, and then you fade away, but you play just a little bit before so that the phrase rises up to the C. And then down, right. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, that's great. So, really interesting. This introduction always has sort of amazed me. As he was 25 years old when he wrote it, right? And it's full of idiosyncratic things like, okay, everything till now has been an introduction, and now comes this beautiful sound, this beautiful melody. Did you notice that this introduction is 6 bars? It's I think as a young composer, I'm fantasizing a little bit now because I haven't spoken to Beethoven recently, right? But my fantasy is based a little bit on historical fact. You know, I mean, he came to Vienna just a couple of years before he wrote this to study composition with Haydn, and he was celebrated and known already as a virtuoso pianist, but not as a composer. So he's trying to make his mark in Vienna. You know, he's very much aware of Mozart and Haydn, and he's very competitive with them. This is not my fantasy, this is what all of the historical accounts talk about, right?
He wrote this to audition for the same job that Mozart failed at getting, right?
Exactly. And and the King of Prussia was a cellist, right? Yes. So there was a lot going on this piece, right? So I think in a way, this now is my fantasy. I think what he's saying here is, look at me, I might be 25 years old, but I compose with depth and seriousness, you know. This is not the work of a dilettante. This is not, you know, he's known for his virtuosity and everything, but it's the gravitas and everything that, so I think that's what we're mining now, and that's what I want you to keep thinking of, right? And of course he wrote you know this, maybe not everybody else out there knows it, that the sonata is entitled Sonata for Piano with Cello Obbligato, right? So, which was this was actually the practice of the time. The early violin sonatas also are sonata for piano with violin obbligato. So, puts a lot on you, huh? So, you're just sitting down in Beethoven's place, that's all, yeah. Because he wrote it for himself, right? Yeah. So I think this introduction is Beethoven proving his depth and seriousness and wants to be formidable as a composer, and then of course the piuttosto presto is both, with a billion notes for Beethoven and Joe, right? Yeah. But anyway, so I thought you played let's see if I can show you what I thought you played your tune with a beautiful sound. I think that two things. One, this D, sorry, I think it needs to develop and so make the little notes emotionally significant rather than just kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you see what I mean? So I show and vibrate here. You didn't vibrate the C, so right?
All right.
Okay. same thing. Putty. Oh, is that a 16th? Or, yeah. That might be my fault. Dee, dee, ya, da, da, dee, ya. Right. How do you do this stroke? Pa-dum-bum. Right. So that's quite good. So the expressive note is the first note, right? So I find like the vibrato. Do it with your left hand and just listen specifically to how sometimes it sounds a little that way. Actually, just do this a couple of times. Right. And the third of that repeated note, the last one is the softest, right? See, don't. No. That's not good. Bravo. Yeah. Okay. The piano tune. Right. We're almost there. So be careful that you play his tempo. Sometimes you're just slightly crowding. Like, yeah. So yeah. Beautiful. Very, very nice. The A flat goes a little bit sharp. Just listen to the piano underneath you as you play the A flats. Yes, to the tune one more time. It's very nice. I liked it a lot.
The cello tune?
Same. For the cello tune from the B flat. Yeah. Your intonation. Yeah, good. Yeah, just do here. Who plays it first? Left hand of the piano or cello? You answer each other.
Oh yeah, 22.
Yeah. Do it without, just play the parts, leave out the triplets in the right hand, and just so that you can imitate each other.
Right on the.
Right, so it's not only the length of the 32nd, but it's how long is the dotted note. Team, pa-dum, pa-dum. You're a little bit shorter than the cello. I kind of like the team, pa-dum, pa-dum, so that there's a cantabile aspect to it. Yeah, do it one more time. Yeah. Great, good. Let's put that together. So you don't quite have it yet, but you're very close, right? Yeah, that would be something you can rehearse a little bit. You want to put the triplets back into it? It's right, so it's, yes, and that, yes. If you can make a diminuendo into that bar, that's like that's kind of a wonderful low point. Yes, just come, no, even more, oh, I see, yes, here, that's right, down there, yeah. What's a bar number? Just the last bar here. Yeah. Oh, let him play the beginning of the bar, okay? Yeah. Stronger. Strong. Not too soft here. And diminuendo. This is the low. Putty. Good. You can move the tempo a little bit here. It's getting more urgent. Great. Okay. Bravo. So you got to be a cellist to know how long that E flat is. That's like the hardest note in music, isn't it? Bravo, you did it great. Yeah, yeah. Show the public one more time how you do. That's why because you don't even know what I'm talking about. But that's why the softer you can start it. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And half the cello world just changes the bow. Understandably, because it's so difficult. But it's so wonderful when it just melts that way back. Yeah, it's just, yeah. So bravo for that. And then I like the other thing that Beethoven is doing here, and you didn't get it all the time, but just coming up are all of these silences. There's so much, there's drama in the silence, and I could tell that you didn't count all of them, though, did you? Did you
count all of them?
Yeah, are you counting or are you feeling? So let's just try the last bar into the climax, and I found that just that last fortissimo note too short. If you play a real eighth note, da dee da 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 dee. Yeah, off on the right. Don't flip it too much. And two, bum, bum, bum. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4. Not, oh, that was great, but that's too short. And then kind of, yes. So maybe mezzo piano or something, so that this is a new color, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, deep. 1, now less. Good, and long. Bum, bum, bum. Yes, yes. So that's tough because you're sitting there and the pianist wants to know when you're going to go to the D, right? So, oh yes, yeah. That's possible. Are you sure you want to play a harmonic? You had to say that, I know, but it's yeah, as soft as possible. So keep a lot of tension in the C sharp, and now watch me. Right. So with your head on the 8th note before, and you can play, even though it's double piano. Inside the double piano, there's some weight, right? Yeah. Okay, beautiful. I hope we have some time, but I see some frantic waving over there. Are done? I can't.
5 minutes.
Good. Okay, let's go on. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yes, good. Okay, good. So, very expressive, and I'm just wondering if that's truly the character that you want here. But I mean, it's a beautiful melody, but just judging from the tempo marking, the allegro piuttosto presto. So what does that mean? It's,
allegro molto, almost presto.
Yes, right. Yes, yeah. So, yes, pushing towards presto. So, even if it's expressive, and of course, I love to play this movement fast, and pianists are always telling me, not so fast, because I mean, they've got all the notes, but, but I think it will work quicker than what you're doing. But even if you play this tempo, let's try it a little faster, but the main thing would be, I think in the character, you can give it a little windier feeling.
Yeah.
We got to get out of that mood of the long introduction, right? Yeah. Right. Yes, good. It's very good. Let's push it even a little bit more. It doesn't have to be faster, but inside the beat, like bump, bump, beam, bump, bump, beam. Like give everything more of a yum, bump, bump, bee, da, 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 bump, bee. So be on the front of the beat and think where everything is going. Think of a little motion towards the top. Just.
Oh yeah, sure. To me, that's the feeling of the movement. So, and I just want to do two, I know we have to stop, but there were two quick bowings that I just do dum bum bum ba da da dum bum bum beat when the cello has it. You can just play it by yourself. When it's staccato with a quarter note rest. Bum bum beam. Let's see. Oh, the bum 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 bum.
No. Let's see. It'd be somewhere around in here for sure. If we don't find it fast, I'll have to show you after the class. Well, here's the other bowing. There were two of them. I want to play this one. Right. Yeah, that feels awkward. Try hooking. Ba-da-da-da-ba-be-da. Ba-da-da-da. That feels good. Ya-da-da. Yes, that helps the phrase, doesn't it? Yes, so I've got to find the other one. Maybe I'm not going to find the other one.
Oh wait, is it this?
Yes, thank you. Yes. Right. Yeah. Yes. So that sounds a little bit better now, but it's a dum bum beam bumpy. I'm hearing that. What if you hook this? Bum bum beam bumpy. I think that's more graceful, isn't it? Yeah. Good. Bravo. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah. For a string quartet.
it's connected without any pause. So obviously we're not going to be able to do that today. And it's a pity because there's nothing greater in the whole world of music. But I've asked them to play through the first three movements and then just the theme. The fourth movement is a theme and variations. So I just asked them to play the theme and then stop, right? And I've been told that I ran grossly over with the first person. I'm so sorry, Molly. And so I'll have to be a little more efficient. Yeah, lots and lots of beautiful playing. So, very impressive. You know, like when I was your age or maybe a little bit younger, we weren't permitted to play a piece like this. So, oh, you're too young. You cannot play like Beethoven. Anyway, there's so many glorious things that you do. I wish I had all afternoon to spend with you on this because I just live for this music and I lived in it for so many years. So I have to choose spots carefully. I think the opening, this fugue, this opening fugue, you did lots of amazing playing in it. The very opening itself, it may be a different conception of it, but the sforzando feels too watered down to me. I think it has, I mean, it's probably a technical thing of how to get a lot more emotion out of that. So I wanted to help you with that, but I think you want to like shake civilization with each opening statement. So Geneva, I think you started with the right idea. I was watching. So I think what everybody should do is on the party, by the time you get to the middle, the last half note before the sforzando, be above the middle and no closer than that, right? So that you can move the bow in, and then, which you did. So I thought but I think the other thing which helps the crescendo is the vibrato. And I don't think anybody did that. So if you start with a very, maybe no vibrato, or as you wish, you have wonderful sense of color. So you might want to start with no vibrato or a very narrow one. That would be your, but by the time you're going into the sforzando, it needs to be fast and wide. And you stayed kind of narrow and a little bit too complacent. See how much intensity you can get out of the second half note. Just try the opening. That's already better, huh? Yeah, it's, actually, play it once without the bow, just so you feel the crescendo and the wide. Yes, that's it, yes. And so different schools, which you can actually talk a little bit about in the quartet. Are you going to do the sforzando with some finger whip? Or do you keep you may have different schools of bowing there. I think it's easier to get more impact by whipping the fingers a little bit on that, because you want, for lack of a better word, and violent. And then diminuendo, sure, but reluctantly. Do it one last time and see. Very slow, tight bow at the beginning, so you don't use all your bow up, right? It's getting there, good. Great, with the bow. Bow was terrific. How about the vibrato? Yeah. More here. Yeah. Right, so, yes, so, and make a little diminuendo down so she can start very, very soft. Da-dee-da-da-da-da-dum. Can you start from that bar? And then down. yeah. So Chase, first of all, you didn't start at the tip. So you lost an inch of possibility, right? Yeah. So, yeah, just put the bow on it. So you want to start here and pretty deep, so the bow doesn't move fast, right? Yeah. Yeah, because it's hard to be that soft and have the presence that everybody hears you. So you might want to, this is for everybody a little bit, you might want to have a little anticipatory motion so you're not just starting from a dead stop, right? Yeah, you have more bottom in the first note, otherwise it won't be heard. That's it. Save, save. Right, need more bow speed at the end, so it's just save even more. Save, 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 now push. That's getting there. Yeah, what's your fastest vibrato for the D? Right, right. Fast vibratos do what? They increase tension and drama, right? So when you are looking for that, then you want to really turn it on, right? And that's what you need for the sforzandos. Okay, so that was the, you did voice leading through the fugue really well. I heard things being passed around, all of it. There was, I'm just going to jump around randomly because when the viola and cello have the duet in the middle, just play that for a second. So, I don't know, to me this is like so pure and celestial. I mean, if they're, so I think you don't want a lot of vibrato. It's the wrong kind of expression. And I think the cello and viola should be equal. And you were quite, I thought you were too loud, actually. Just try and equalize your sound. So, want to take your eighth note, pick up to. Right, right. Dude, that's already better. Do it once without any vibrato at all and see how beautiful you can make it. Just stay. Right, so yeah, good, yeah. So now you just want to color that a little bit, not a open vibrato, right? Just right, good, right. So there's so many things to think about. I mean, what does it feel like to be playing what's commonly known as the greatest piece of music in all of Western music? I mean, I mean, it's exciting, right? It can also be intimidating. I know my whole life I felt inadequate with something like this because there's no way to reach what we all feel inside with it, right? But you just, at a moment like this, I think some kind of imagery, just imagine Beethoven after 20 years of deafness, right? Of how his inner world, how his inner spiritual world had developed. And this is at the end of his life. And just the purity of this moment, and but it's internalizing everything. I mean, there are moments where he gets out there too, but here, the more personal and private, in a way, that you can make the thoughts. So you have to look for that in the color and in the dynamic. Okay, so I think we're going to have to go on when the cello has this augmentation of the theme at the end. You were so relaxed. Oh my God, what a big moment for cello that is. Yeah. And that diminuendo is wrong. There shouldn't be any diminuendo until here. Okay. Yeah, you want to hang on to that and play a strong G sharp, right? But we really don't have time for that right now. So what I wanted to say is, have you played the whole piece now, or are you still working your way through it? Still working. Yeah. So this like 40 minutes of movement to movement to movement. So the whole thing is an emotional and a psychological journey. And part of what you're trying to do is how to connect all of this. So I think one of the things that you want to think a lot about as you go from movement to movement is how to connect with pulse. And you almost did it going into the second movement, but try, let me just show you, how about the last 3 bars? Let's see, excuse me for 1 second before you play, I don't want to get there. Yes, so actually, let's just do this. Geneva, just play your last C sharp octave, body. Right, so that should be a tempo when you go, right. So you want to have a tempo connection so that one slips into the other. It's actually just a double time, isn't it? Yes. And then another thing to be thinking about is this second movement, which is quite short, but what comes after the second movement? The recitative, which is like a minute long, and then a very long theme and variations, which is basically slow, has a couple of quicker moments in it. So it's a long time from now until we get to the presto of the movement. So I think this second movement has a much more virtuosic function. It feels too slow to me, maybe because it's a little bit new, but so let's try that. Start from the a tempo after the first 8 bars. You guys have chops. You'll be able to say 1, 2, 1. So right. Try to feel it in 1. I'm not going to conduct. In 1 and even a little quicker. Good. Okay. So there's such fun and joy in it, and that's good. That's moving in the right. So now finish the movement at that tempo. So we go into the next movement. About ba-da. Right. Bum, bum. See? Right. Ba-da-dum, bum, bing, bum, bing. Right. Good. Very good. So you see how you can make the connection from the second into the third? So now there's an adagio. So how do you know what tempo to take the adagio? See, what I think you should do, you just listen to the viola, right? Yeah. But I think what you want to do is think about the theme that's going to come and set up your tempo for the adagio. So play the theme first. Just start movement 4. Good. Great. Yes. So now play your last 4 eighth notes of the recitative section. Oh. These are the notes I meant. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead. Right, so da-dee-um, bing, pa-da-dum. Understand? Yeah. So you can manipulate the end so that you begin to get, and it might feel unimportant, I don't know, but what happens after 40 minutes, if not stop playing, there's this, I think, there's this cumulative psychological buildup of everything being tied together, so the whole piece relates together. And even though it's maybe not an exact mathematical connection, your fugue, the opening, so the last movement, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, right? So be-da-da-dim is just an inversion of ba-dee-da-dim. So the outer movements are related. So you can come pretty close with pulse. Also, it's so this is sort of like entre nous because your public is not really going to know 40 minutes later whether you played the tempo of the opening fugue or not, right? But I think subliminally there's a power in that which will help your performance just when you get the whole thing put together. How are we doing on time? Huh? 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Let's just stop. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Bravo. Yeah. Are there any questions? Sometimes people have questions. Have I confused anybody or provoked anybody? I don't see very well. I don't see any hands, but I'm...
Okay, so terrific playing. You have the ingredient that I care about most, which is like emotional commitment. So I love the intensity, and I feel like you belong on stage. So that's my way of getting to a criticism. So actually sorry, I'm just going to digress for 1 minute. So about 30 years ago, there was a student that came from China that was studying with me who didn't speak very much English. And each lesson I would start with a compliment like, very good, I Ching, your sound is much better than last week, da, 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 da. But then I would go to the criticism, and then the next week, very good, I Ching, I like the tempo much better, but, and then did this 3 or 4 weeks, and the 4th week I said, very good, I Ching, yeah, a lot of improvement, but, and she stopped me, got very upset, she said, Mr. Katz, I do not like your butt. So, yeah. So about 6 months later, when she could speak English, I told her what she had said. She was, yeah. So anyway, the compliment is sincere. So, but I wonder whether sometimes the intensity and the fury that which you're playing, whether it might be getting in the way of just cellistic mastery. Yeah, do you feel that? Yeah. So, and then, I mean, this comes up so often with this piece. I always like to point out that Brahms only wrote forte, right? So, like, where is the double forte? There is none. But he knew how to write it. So can you imagine? So what I always like to do is, a moment like this, say, so why didn't he write fortissimo? Right. Any ideas?
He wanted it within kind of the same character realm. He didn't want it to get too crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a kind of maybe left-handed way of saying, you know, you don't have to overplay this piece, right? So that doesn't mean that we're going to let all of the intensity out, or because it's a heroic, it's a large-scale piece. But it's also interesting that around the time that he was writing this, he was writing song cycles all the time. That was his major occupation at that time. A few instrumental pieces, but basically on both sides of this time in his life he was. So I think there's a cantabile aspect to this, just a plain beauty of sound. And so if you think at the opening, like you don't have to terrify the world. Just play large and big and with your best sound. Let's see if it's enough. Let's try that. Can you after yum, if you can really clear and get way down, there's something about yeah. It's yeah. It doesn't even have to be dead in time off of the Sonata. But the point is that when you're very, very soft, it's actually more exciting than when you're playing louder. It gives this undercurrent. Yeah. Right. Yes. Good. That's already better, right? Better quality. So you know that the piano has a diminuendo here. So I think it's a good place. You start a little bit less, and
I don't know if this little hairpin ends, it's an unusual marking, huh? We spent our whole life learning how not to do that. Yeah. but try that. If you make it at an emotional swell inside of the note.
From the beginning?
Sure, why not? Yeah. Good. Okay. Bravo. Okay. So, sorry, got to get here so I can see it too. So, yes. Yeah. So, what did Brahms write there at our most difficult moment? What didn't you do that's there?
The hairpin?
The slur.
Oh, the slur.
Yeah. Of course, it's impossible, right?
Yeah.
But just play it. Don't play it so loud. Just. Right. What does that tell you?
There needs to be like a pull and like a tug
Yeah.
in the sound.
Maybe it's also lyrical. Espressivo, because you're hammering every single bow change.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
One more time. Yeah. Yeah. Espressivo. Low point. Beautiful. Right, good. So, small thing, but just where you change the bow there. If you sing note groupings, how do you sing ba-da-da-dee? Where do you stop? Right, so where is the repetition? Right, so I think Brahms also wrote it all on one bow, didn't he? Yeah. You want to try it once, just together? Sure. So, ba-da-da-dee, da-da-da-dee, because I think, I think you will change the bow. I just want you to hear what it feels like. So, ba-da-da-dee, da-da-da, and then the repetition, dee, da-da-da, is tranquillo, right? Right, yes. So what if you, yeah, that's okay. We're just doing cello stuff. So it's okay. Yeah. So if you do da 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 dee da 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 and change the bow on dee da 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 dee. Right, that makes more sense. So you can do that and actually hide it so that you sound like the original slurring. Yeah. Have you tried a harmonic on the first time up too?
Yeah, I think I liked the sound of the core sound of it being in the
Right.
G string.
Okay. Yeah. Keep it there then, but because it's the top of the hairpin. Ba da da dee. How about vibrating it? Okay. So this is wonderful. You guys were so hot there the first time through, right? Yes. So, so I think that so your hairpin brings her in, right? So this doesn't have to be slow, but I think it needs to be suppressed,
Okay.
right? Why don't you do in tempo now? Ba da da dee da 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 dee da 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 dee. Yes. Sorry, it's just a little bit bothering me. So one bar of swell, pa, and then flat, p da 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 dum, swell, pa da 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 dum. So no inflection in the flat bar, but also it feels like the beat is like no accent on the, just kind of come in without an accent on the downbeat. That's it. Do it with bow speed, the swell. Yeah, so actually for the good news is you do it the same way, both of you. But I I think those notes are too short. And then how long can you make the G major chord before there's still I think that's gives that Brahms strength, huh? Yeah. Yes. Right, hang. Yeah. So stay down by just lift later. That's a yes. Yeah. Hey, it's a big moment. You can play big. Do you have an accent on two?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ba now drop. Big D, big D. Good. So why did you look at me like that?
I guess it didn't have the progression, the crescendo, and all the way up to
Because you weren't happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is tough. So I see you vibrating everything. That's really good. But then you're kind of marking every. Do a little under tempo and see if you can keep a real legato. Good. Yes. And I think that's chicken.
Chicken?
The easy way out.
Oh.
Ba-da-da-da. Try the E on the A string. The low E. Oh, no, that's okay. Do your fingering there. Now come down. Right. Yeah. Da-ya. You need that the tensile strength of the interval there. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, so do that again. So, and concentrate in tempo now, just concentrate on the legato and the bow. That's it. Right, so, the idea is good. You don't quite stay together and you bop, bop, beep, bop, bop. That's right. So it's okay if it goes forward a little bit, but together. Maybe just your ba up, the up. Yeah. Right. yeah. So I think there's more, should be more power in the 16ths. Show me the stroke once. Right. Yeah, it's good articulation. It feels like if. Try it once, almost on the string, but as weighty as possible. Right. So that's quite good. So that this, so that you're after the attack, you don't let up. That's it. It's much it's gutsier, I think. Yeah. You know, want to do from there? Yeah. Yeah, it's like a. Yeah, just like bullets. Yeah, it's yeah. Huh? Then come down. Sorry. Yeah, I'm not looking at the score. Do you have a slur by yum? Yeah. Yeah, I don't hear that at all. Yum, yes. And not too short, yeah. I think it's kind of a big piano moment. You take the attention away from her. Actually, you're doing it terrifically. Yeah. Most cellists don't want the attention on them, but you're doing it very well. Yeah. Want to do just on that and go on? Yeah. Not too fast. Right. Yeah. Yeah. So I think what Brahms. But there's those four quarter notes. These have hairpins, and these don't, right? I'm not sure why you didn't hobo. But I like I think when you played it through, you came out at the frog. This time you came out at the tip, which I think is better. If you do from there. Right, and this is light. That's it. Beautiful. That's it, yeah. Okay, so let's see. How are we doing on time?
Just another few minutes, maybe 3 or 4 minutes.
3 or 4 minutes, okay, great. So I want to make sure we do the end from here. This is a place where I thought, oh, wow, the grazioso. Piano grazioso, that felt much too heated, I think. Let's try, it's a same melody, but it's a complete transformation of character, right? It's right, so yeah, so he doesn't really write much here except grazioso, but earlier in the piece, it's ba-yum, pi-ya-dum, right, with the accent on 2 and a little bit of a lift. What if you started up bow? Because I think it's still up, down, even though it's the downbeat, right? Yeah. Right. Put it. That's good. You've got good instincts for the phrase. Let me just, you concentrate on your legato, because you're not, so you're doing this again. And then, after you linger, you can start to let it roll, which you did, but I think you didn't quite believe in your own instinct. Yeah. Keep going to here. That's it. Let it give up. Give up. Too loud, Renana. Right. Okay, so the last 4 bars he writes vivace.
Yeah.
So not everybody agrees, but one could say, oh, vivace is faster than allegro vivace. So, I mean, it's a little bit, the horse is on the way to the stables there. So if you want to just push the tempo a little bit, it's yes. So what I said too loud, it's because she's making a diminuendo down, 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 right? You control that stroke very, very well. Let's just do from here to the end, and then we'll stop. So,
Is a piano?
a little more depth, right? It's saying it softer later. Now it's giving up. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Bravo. Yeah.